Hey, hello, welcome back. So, what I'm going to do today, I'm just going to go ahead and service one of my fluval FX6s. So, the first thing you got to do, first and foremost, get you a rag. No, Memphis, no. No, Memphis. Thank you. No, get you a rag. Go ahead and put it around your intakes. Close your valve. This valve right here. No. So, after you got it on the closed position, you have like a push pin on the side. Mash it on. Man, I'm gonna have to use both of my hands right here. Hold on, bear with me. Mash this thing down. Give it a tug. Put your rag in there because these things are pretty messy. They're usually gonna get you some water. Likewise, on the other side, close your valve. Make sure it's on the closed position. Go ahead and push on that button, if we can say it like that. And oh, there we go. This is what I was talking to you about, the rag. So you have a little bit of water always right here. Just go ahead and close it. Dry it, my bad. Everything is nice and close. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this thing going. Alright, so we're outside. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and remove all these clips right there. All their clippers, where you want to color. Let's go ahead. Done. Go ahead and pull that up. God almighty, that's why I do this thing once every month. Look at here. Look at these filters. I cleaned this 30 days ago. And look how much buildup is on them. That's what happens. That's what happens when you get big fish in your tank. Look at all this crap. And we haven't got to the best part yet. Alright, so I'm all set up. And I know this is going to be controversial. Everybody says you got to rinse them off on the same aquarium water. Let me tell you something. That will not be enough to get rid of all this junk. Look at this. And on top of that, all the sand. It's just ridiculous. Look how much sand is on this filter at the bottom. It just loaded, and that's because them guys won't stop digging. That's what you get when you have African cichlids, right? So this is what I do. Been doing it for a while. I never had an issue. Okay, so after that is done, we just got it done, everything is nice and clean. Look at the bottom of this thing again. Look how much buildup. Like, look at there. It has to be a pound. A solid pound of sand on the bottom of this filter. Let's go ahead and clean this up. Let's get back to it. So now we got everything set up pretty much. Like all the sand, everything has been rinsed away, it's been cleaned. You might be asking, what am I doing with a Phillips screwdriver on my hand? Well, we don't made it so far that the last thing to do is go ahead and remove that impeller and clean it as well, because I bet you there's all kinds of junk in there. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way too. Well, something that I forgot to mention about it is that you're gonna need one of these, like a long Phillips head screwdriver, because that one right there, quite a bit in there. Go ahead and lose them all. That's done. Now, go ahead and pull it apart. Oh, okay, so I dropped 1, 2, 3. Okay, look. Hopefully this thing is gonna be able to focus. This is your impeller. Go ahead and pull out your propeller. Look at that thing. See how dirty it is? You can go ahead and inspect your oil ring, make sure that it's good. Give it a good rinse and clean this out. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So we're done cleaning this impeller. It looks like brand new, so nice and neat. Now remember, I do this every 30 days, every month, right? Like one filter, so once every 2 months, because I do one filter every 30 days. So it doesn't get built kind of like bad on it, right? It's gonna be nasty, but I mean, it's what it is. So I know what you're saying. I know that you're thinking like, man, you're killing all the good bacteria and all that stuff, and I get it. Trust me, I understand that. But here's the thing: like my water department right here in the country, they don't use chloramine. They use chlorine, which is a little bit less toxic. And I ain't no water chemist by no means, but I know that for. So after I'm done with this, I will follow up with a water change, right? And after that water change, 2 days after being set up, I will do another water change, and I do like a 30% volume water change. So on my tank, as a regular maintenance, water change days is every 4 to 5 days at the maximum. Might be a little bit overkill. No, I doubt it. There's not such a thing as an overkill filtration or nothing like that. And the fish love it. The water parameters usually stay within range and really good with the nitrates, the nitrites, and the ammonia staying like super low. So, I mean, I've been doing this for a while, for several years, and I never had an issue. Don't get me wrong, I've heard a lot of horror stories. But, I mean, knock on wood, you know, let's go ahead and put this together so we can carry back in there. Okay, so look, this is what I was talking to you about. See all these grooves and all that stuff in there? You got to make sure that it's nice and clean. So if you cannot clean it up, if it has any kind of like a sticky or anything to it, get a toothbrush, an old toothbrush, and clean it up. And then you go ahead and inspect your oil ring, make sure that it's nice and clean too. And now it's time to install propeller, right? Look, you see this key right here? You have to line that up in there just like this. Now see, it's flush all the way to it. Look, that's nice and flush. You can go ahead and get that water out a little bit. Get it out, man. My hands are so cold, so I really want to get this done. Put it like that. And now you're gonna go ahead and install 1, 2, 3, and 4 bolts. Okay, so the light came on. You know, this thing is in a timer. So now you got it back in place. Your output is what comes from the filter out into the tank. And your input is what is coming from the tank out into your filter. Don't get that mixed up. Now you're gonna go ahead and slide this up. You hear that click? It's nice and even. Now you gotta prime these things right before you plug them. So one way that I do this is I just go ahead and open my input. Now water from the tank is flowing in. You can put your finger in here. Listen, listen, listen. Oh, here we go. Filling back up. You gotta be quick. And that's about it right there. So now we got it official prime. I just closed the valve, right? And then go ahead and do the same thing. Click, open it. Both valves are on the open position. Something that has happened to me in the past for some reason is that the propeller will quit spinning after I done the service. I don't know why. It seems like when you remove the magnet out of the housing and all that stuff, maybe creates like some kind of like reverse polarity. They ain't no telling, but I have to take it apart and put it back in, and then it starts spinning again. Now, as you can tell, this dude is the main reason why we have got 2 pounds of sand on the bottom of that tank. Because look at this bottom. He's always digging. And back there, I don't know if y'all can see, way back there behind the filter, there's a baby one. And I just call him the outlaw. Because that dude don't care that he's in between giants. And nobody has hit him before. And like you can tell, old Bobby, he's a tank boss. Beautiful 6-inch sulfur head. I mean, just gorgeous. So let's go ahead and make sure your connection is clean, nice and dry, because we were outside. Feels so good to be back in, and plug it in. So the filter is gonna go through a cycle. You're gonna hear, look at all that sand that still got in there. So the filter is gonna go through a cycle. It's gonna get all the air bubbles out. It's gonna stop for like a minute or two, and then it's gonna start running back again. So the filter is up and running. Now we're following up with the water change. This is nothing but a DIY siphon, python, whatever you want to call it, that I did many years ago when everything was cheap. Regular hose, PVC piping. I mean, who wants to be walking around with 5-gallon buckets when you have an aquarium the size of this one or even bigger? Nobody does, and it will take you forever. So this is pretty much my preset line. I just let the water drain all the way up to here, and if we do comparison, that's roughly about a 30%. I don't know, we're gonna call it like that. It goes on this bathroom, which nobody uses. This is where I give the girls in Memphis a bath, and then I just plug it in right here on this faucet with a quick connect attachment, and I will get with this in just a second because it's super easy. So when you're done draining, go ahead and plug that in there. Open your faucet. Yes, straight up tap water. I got Seachem Prime, and like I said, I've been doing it for a while. These guys don't even care about it. We're almost done. Okay, so we got it going. This is what I did. I got Seachem Safe. Go ahead and get you a 1/4 of a teaspoon. That removes chlorine, chloramine, and ammonia. It's a pretty good product, that. And then I got Seachem Pristine and Seachem Stability. Just go ahead and give it a shot. Some people say like just a capful. I'm usually a little bit more generous with it. Now we're just gonna let it fill up, and we'll come back later. All right, so we are officially done right here. The water's still kind of cloudy, and there's a bunch of particles floating around, but I mean, it's normal after a water change and a filter maintenance. As you can tell, this dude's having a blast, and he's just digging his way into trouble, because Bobby doesn't like that, and he's gonna come up here and it's gonna get funny. Here we go. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and y'all stay tuned. I mean, next time, you just never know. We might be hunting, fishing, even riding on my motorcycle. You just never know. It's only one way to find out, and it's by staying tuned. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to. That really helps the channel grow. And man, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see y'all next time.